It's not as dramatic as the other entries to the NCAA tournament would be, but we're really thrilled about it. I think our young men are excited. You look at Tim Hardaway here, his third consecutive one in Jordan, and then the young guys are just, this is what they came to Michigan for, is to be in postseason play, to have opportunities to advance in March, to win national championships. So this is the first step. It's a difficult step with South Dakota State. I just took the quick glance at the roster. I see seniors. I see a team that goes to the foul line, shoots 75%. I see a great point guard and 4 guys averaging double figures. So those are, they went to New Mexico and won this year. So that should say a lot about who they are. And we're going to have to really play great basketball. But you know what? If you were any seed in this tournament that you are, you're going to have to play really well or you go home. And we're going to go play really well.
Start off with Nick.
John, you said it wasn't like past years where you had to sweat out if you were in, but were you sweating out Auburn Hills? Did that?
No, not really. I mean that it's nice now that it is, but I try to never make too much about where you go or where you're seated because it could be the worst thing to happen to you. It's great that we're local. We've got so many great fans in this area. Our students can travel. So that is really good. But if they would have said, hey, you're going to San Jose, I would be just excited right now. Our travel people probably wouldn't be, but this is good for us to be in this situation, and we're going to try and take advantage of it. Like I said, we're going to have to play really well against a very good team.
Chris?
A lot of people have talked about your 6-6 finish or whatever, but you've had some good moments in there as well. How do you feel about your team going into the tournament, where you are?
I feel great about our team. I feel great about our season. I mean, we had 26 wins. With 26 wins, that 6-6 finish could have been it could have been even worse, or it could have been really good. We're not talking about major things. We're talking about bounces of the ball and scheduling and all those different things are a big part of it. So in this league, and where we sometimes it's where you're scheduling, where you're playing them, all those things. I feel really good about the way our team's playing. We got some things to shore up, obviously, but. This is with the roster that we put out there. This is a heck of a year.
Go to Mark right in front.
John, based on last year's struggles in the first game of the NCAA, this is maybe somewhat of a similar situation, same seed and everything. Is there something you look at differently? Do you look back on that, how we did things, maybe you can change it up? Or
last time we had a Friday late game, or late afternoon game, and I thought over the sign too we got stale during that week maybe and didn't come out. We missed layups. We played not to lose. We're trying to do everything we can to make sure that we go in there and play to win. And Ohio University, as we saw, was a really good team. It wasn't like we lost to a bad team. They were a really good team that should have been in the Elite Eight if one guy makes a foul shot. So it's part of it where it is right now.
Right here, Stephen.
You talked about the experience of Tim and Jordan being in the tournament before. What does that mean for some of the younger guys who haven't been there?
Well, and Trey Burke's been there as well, but we're going to have to. Matt Vogridge has been there 3 times. Esso Akune, those guys have been. They can help with this a little bit, but it is still a first timer for the others. But that there's got to be a first time. There's first time for a lot of people, and we just got to seize the day, seize each practice, and just go in there and say, okay, this is a great opportunity for us to play Michigan basketball on a national stage and be successful.
Right in front, Daniel.
You've been talking about defense and rebounding and boxing out a lot recently. How much do you balance working on those kind of issues versus game plan for the next couple of days?
We practiced today, and we had some couple defensive issues that cropped up in the last game, and it could have been a fatigue with a Sunday, Thursday, Friday game. Our second half defense was obviously very different than our first half defense. So as a result, we just talked about some basic concepts, really fundamentals that break down when you get fatigued. When you see a different action, even though your stance, your posture, your vision should be the same, it's coming from a different direction, and we didn't respond in a couple of areas, so we just talked about that as well.
Right in the second row, Colleen.
Trey said he wants to create a sense of urgency among the team because it's win or go home. How do you create a sense of urgency among the freshmen who's never been in a situation like this before?
I think you got to be careful there. I mean, we have to make sure that we go after this thing with every we can, but we can't. Because you don't know what your opportunities are going to be like in the future. And they have to seize that part, but you can't go in with the attitude where, we're going to go home if we don't win. You got to go in there with, we're going to go in and put everything we can to win the game, to win the game, to win the game. and we're going to put all the time and effort to do that. And that's the way we actually approach every game. So it's, we're used to playing with a lot of pressure on us. We've had Big Ten championships on the line. We've had a lot of things on the line. We just continue to just do what we do and not try to stress that too much as this is a great opportunity to win on a national stage and keep winning and keep our season going.